Okay, let's get started. Alright, let's see if this works. Alright. I am back again for just playing some mini Motorways and kind of just hanging out for a little bit. I'm going to start. Let's start. We'll start up here. An easy one. It's been a while since I've played. I don't want to. Oh, these must be new. Because why do I have these? Oh, no, I have to do them. Okay. So we get next Mumbai and New York. Alright, so we'll play one. I don't know where London came from. Okay. Oh, these are the train stations. Well, that's cool. I saw on Startup it said that they added train stations for their 10th anniversary, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully the card isn't obstructing too much of the screen. Alright, so to start off, I finally got my RCQ win on Saturday. I was at a 2-slotter. The turnout was a little smaller than I expected, and by a little I mean a lot. I really expected the event to sell out. Okay, so I'm trying to find a strategy where I don't connect, unlike colors. So this way we're not crossing the streams. So I played, as seen on screen, Hardened Scales. I played, it was about 16 people, and it was a 2-slotter, so this was weird. It was cut to top 4, and I ended up going, oh, okay, I was wondering what was going to happen here with the train and the cars. I ended up going, I believe, 5 rounds of Swiss. I went 4-1. I threw a game to Scam. I lost the first game and played pretty poorly the entire round, so I really deserved to lose that one. And the top 4 was Scam, me on Scales, and one other person on Mono Black Coffers, who I beat in round 2. And Coffers got paired against a Scam player who did not want the invite, so they just reorganized the prize payout, and he got the invite without playing a game. I had to play against Scam again, so I ended up playing against Scam. How many titles were there? 14. I ended up playing against Scam that day 3 times total. 2 times I played against some blue-red deck, and then I played against Coffers, as I said. So, I think I'm gonna want bridges. A bridge. Oh, it's a 3rd bridge, so maybe, hopefully I'm gonna beat them. So I lucked out in the last round against that Scam player. I guess the quarters, not quarters, the semifinals. I lucked out against them. They made a mistake, and if they hadn't made it, I think that game easily was not mine, but I lucked out a little bit. It was generally very strange. That game was very weird. I got very lucky that he made a misplay by playing Engineer Explosives on 1 with no targets and blowing it up, instead of playing it on 0 and wrathing my board. But I also had to get kind of unlucky to be in that position, I think, because I drew only lands. I did not draw many spells that game, but I had to slowly use my Walking Bliss and Hangerback Walker to try and make them relevant and conserve them. So I did what I could with what I had. And yeah, that was basically the event. I made some new friends, which is very unlike me. And all's well that ends well, I guess. Now I'm free. Now I don't have to play RCQs anymore this season. I have to get ready for Denver, which awkwardly will have 2 additional sets beyond what we have right now. it'll have Ixalan, the new Ixalan set, and the Murders at Markov Manor set, which I found out the first peak is on December 5th, and I don't even have cards in my hand from Ixalan yet, so I think that's very strange. That said, now that I'm going to be preparing for Modern in some capacity, there's not even a really great chance to prepare for it, for the format, because the Murders at Markov Manor will be legal, the format will be probably different. Who knows if cards will be banned, unbanned, what'll be in the format, what'll be available, card availability just with new cards. Honestly, I have no idea. Preparation right now feels a little difficult to do. I think this coming Pioneer RC will have new Ixalan cards available, but I do not think that availability will be card availability will be as much of an issue as this modern RC will be. So I don't really know what to think of that. So I played Scales as seen on screen. It's the version of Scales I use. I also just got. I think these slides should work. I tried to download images of what am I going to do here? I'm going to. Ooh, yeah, we're going to. Oh no, we can't drive all the tracks. That's kind of weird. Cross here to here. I'm going to do this. So I want to get these over there. Go here. Where was I? So yeah, I think I got card slides to work. I've been meaning to do this the last couple times I've talked about new sets. Instead of just reciting the card, I have a visual on screen. I just made a folder and kind of used it as the director. I put them in an order that I'm planning on talking about, or at least some sort of coherent order. I don't know if my hotkey is going to work. I'm hoping it does. How do I want to get over there? I want to cross the streets as little as possible. So I think I'm going to take this up here, and then just across like this. That'd be fine. Oh, I can use a traffic light. Traffic light's probably supposed to go where you're crossing the streets. So maybe I should put one here as well. Yeah, we'll try that. So yeah, let's see if the hotkey works and I can talk about the first card. Oh, it did work. I don't think that's the one. I don't think that's the right order though. It's not. Which is very strange. Well, we're gonna talk about it anyway. So I'm gonna pick first. I'm just gonna get some more road tiles. I'm trying to get a little deliberate with how I distribute my roads. So first is Spelunking. So the enchantment comes in. Draw a card, you put a land in play. You put a game in play. You gain 4 life. And it also says all of your lands can play untapped. There's some implications of this in Amulet Tightening, but what I'm wondering about is really good at anything else. That's why I don't play FPSs. I guess there's a lot of reasons I don't, but the fact that I'm not good at it. But what I'm wondering is this good with something like Lotus Field? That's what I've been wondering, which is not like a new concept. I've heard other people talk about it, but I want to kind of something easy to slip in and discuss. I'll take a look. Motorways. What else did I include? See, my order is all messed up. Oh, there it is. The Sunken Citadel. As it enters, name or choose a color. Enters tapped. It either taps for the chosen color, which is pretty good for one of these lands that has additional context. But it also taps for the chosen color for 2 mana, and it taps for 2 mana and only activates abilities of lands. So what am I going to do with these houses? And get them over there. It's not bad. activates for abilities of lands. So as far as I read it, you can tap to, I think I have to motorway this one. Oh, that's the light one too. There we go. That one I can probably leave alone. This I have to do something with, but I can't. Maybe I don't leave this house. But yeah, as far as I can read, this Sunken Citadel activates, or it'll channel the Seiju. It can activate Vespene Stage, which was something I was wondering about. Activate Lair of the Hydra, it's probably a little less important. There's a lot of activity abilities of lands in Lotus Field. You can activate just for 2 for Odawara, even if it's naming green. You probably name green with this also every time, because then it can on its own tap and activate the Seiju. But otherwise, I don't have too many thoughts on Pioneer, even though I have the list here. It's probably Pioneer. So I'm going to move on from these two, because I haven't been thinking about them that much. But Spelunking also being able to animate, or not animate, but turn on Mystic Sanctuary, so you can use Sylvan Scribe to find a Mystic Sanctuary seems really interesting. So I think I'm going to make Motorway, because they're just so good. So we're going to move to the next one. This is the Myco Tyrant. I included it just because I think it's cool. I originally put it at the end, but my order got messed up. This is... it is a 3-mana Star with Trample. Power on top of the secret number of Sacrifice and Fungus creatures you control. And at the end step, for as much as you descended, you make a 1/1 Fungus, I believe. Train station. So, I think I'm going to motorway this. Alright, so where's my Why is there a lot of traffic here? It's kind of... I wonder if this here is to relieve this kind of thing, so this way it stops again, so this way this traffic doesn't build up. I don't know. What am I gonna do? Another bridge? Another bridge. So I think this one looks like it's probably better business. I'm gonna take that right. So it's pretty good. It's an incrementally growing creature. Descent is pretty easy to trigger as long as you have a card that goes to your graveyard. Descent has been triggered. It's kind of similar to Revolt, but doesn't trigger off tokens and has more zone changes that count for it. There's another card with Descent that I have in slides that is probably pretty obvious. So we're gonna move on from Myco Tyrant. I included it because it's cool. Some people are kind of talking about it in the Oddmoth. I don't think it's very good there, but it's kind of worth moving. Oops. Oh no, I didn't want to go that way. Oh no, I didn't go that way either. They can't go through. They can't do this. Traffic lights, I guess. Where's all the traffic? Why is traffic happening so much? Oh no. How do I move this? Okay. I'm having an accident. This isn't good. This isn't supposed to happen this way. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh no. I'm out of motorways. I guess I can delete this and just bridge them over. Like that. And then just set these guys up for the bridge. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. I must not have had a bridge yet? No, I definitely had a bridge. I think I'm gonna I don't remember what I was saying. I had too many motorway problems. That. This looks kind of better. Oh, okay. There we go, that's fine. Okay, yeah, and the green is kind of writing itself. I'm gonna make a road there and just build this one. Okay. Hello. We're talking about cards, and I'm not doing well at doing motorways. There's too many things happening. I'm trying to multitask too much. I'm not good at that. Not yet. Oh man, where am I gonna put these guys? Okay, so I think I want these guys. How many bridges do I have? I have 0 bridges. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Set you up here. And you guys can just. Okay, there's a red house. Where do I want to put you? Put you here? I'll just hold you for now. I don't have to put you anywhere. Oh, another greenhouse. Okay. Okay. It's fun. It's kind of chill. You just have to make sure that none of the buildings pile up their little jobs. You have to get the cars there. And then it zooms out over time. We originally just started with 1 train station. And then occasionally you get to pick every week, every 7 days, because there's a little clock up here in the top right. You get to pick which upgrade you want. So we're either given the choice between a bunch more roads, or we get a motorway and less roads. So I'm gonna take the motorway because they're really good. They're like these ones. They can kind of like go over top of them. So I'm gonna set this one up here. And I'm gonna link this up here, so this can be all about blue. This is dark blue. Yeah, and I read today that the right strategy is you don't want to cross the streams too much. You kind of want to deliberately direct your traffic. So I'm trying not to make everyone drive on the same road. See, like all my traffic up here, it's I don't know if it's a stoplight. Oh no, now I got 2 stoplights next to each other. This is messy. We had to pause for a minute because we had an incident, because this was down here unconnected and this was all backed up. But we're a little bit together. I'm hoping this becomes a light blue one so I can just link all these up. But this could be it. Yeah, it looks like this is pretty well contained now. Green is going to have some problems, but you know, we're all connected. We can put this green up this way. I'm gonna set this up. Oh, I'm out of roads. That's bad. That's okay. This one we're gonna take care of. Okay, so we're gonna move on from the mica tile. Who's next? Okay, the tide binding. That one is a 3-mana/3/2 Merfolk wizard with flesh. There's the battlefield and encounters an activated or triggered ability. If the source was a planeswalker creature or artifact, as long as Tidebinder's on the field, it has no abilities. Alright, so I'm gonna avoid the roundabout. I don't think I want that. I'm gonna take the motorway though. Are you playing in any pre-releases? Someone asked me to play in a 2-headed giant one this Saturday. I'm thinking about it. I don't really want to recommend it yet because I don't know. I have to link this motorway up with this new neighborhood. I'm thinking about it. Not entirely 100%. I need some of the new cards, but now that I don't have anything to play anytime soon, there's not a lot of pressure for me to get cards on time. But otherwise, like, probably not. It's green. And, so means I have to get these guys. This one. I think I'm gonna connect these. March them over. Oh, amount of bridges? This is awful. That's terrible. Now these yellow people can't get there. We're all clogged up. Now the red people are all clogged up. Okay, what about this? Bunch of roads. Just trying to... the red one's gonna back up soon, and this red one's all messed up. Ah, jeez. I think we did enough stuff here. We got enough people, enough jobs done that we can go past London and go to Mumbai. So we're gonna go to the menu. Let me make this a little larger. Yeah, there we go. We unlocked Mumbai. That's cool. All right. Let me make this a little bit larger. There we go. I don't know how it looks on everyone else's screen, but this is the ETB stifle, and then it wipes the ability off. It's one of 3 card types. It's a 3-mana 3/2. I didn't mention that. It's a wizard, so you can wizard cycle to find it with step through, which I think is kind of cool. I think step through is probably a little underexplored, but 2 mana, just like 2 mana in the other half of the card is kind of bad. It is a bit of a tall ask. But, okay, so we're gonna start with Alright. So we're just gonna go down and over. Okay. The Tide Shaper is really good I just ordered all my Merfolk cards, so I need Tide Shaper and some of the other cards that are on my list today to talk about. And Tide Shaper seems very good. Just being on the play, 3 mana, present a threat plus stifle a fetch land, I think is probably a decent floor. It can counter Cascade, which gives you just 1 more card in the Cascade matchup. It can counter any ring activations and wipe the ability off the ring, which I think is pretty strong. It has a lot more targets than probably initially appears. Targeting any creature with it is a bit redundant with something like not Tidebinder Mage, Merfolk Trickster. Merfolk Trickster can, like, target a Kavu, like a Territorial Kavu, and kill it because it loses its ability that gives it power and toughness. This can also do that when it enters, when it attacks and puts an attack trigger on the stack. This can target it, counter the trigger, and then clean the abilities off. As long as it doesn't die before the counter results. So if they enter combat with the Territorial Kavu attack, trigger, do Rummage, and you try to counter the Rummage, if they kill the Tidebinder in response, it won't be on the battlefield then, cleaning the abilities off. It'll only counter the Rummage. So that probably will come up at some point. I still think Tidebinder is very, very good. There's a lot of different things that it can just kind of target and disrupt that normally you would have a difficult time doing. It can counter an ETB on the One Ring, especially in a deck that wants to attack and just be aggressive. Blocking the protection from everything ETB seems really important, and they get to draw the card because they get to activate it in response, but after that they don't get to use the ring to draw cards. So we're going to go like that, and I think I'm going to go up here and over like that. Okay. There's a whole list that someone compiled on the Merfolk Discord of things that it can counter. I can't think of a ton off the top of my head right now while I'm playing this, but I know there are probably a lot more targets than people think, and I think the rest of the people who are like trying to assess this card, there's a lot fewer targets than they would assume. But I think this is not the only Merfolk card in the set. Hopefully my slides work right. Okay, yeah, there we go. Deep-Root Pilgrimage is also something that someone on the Discord, the Merfolk Discord, has been testing. It is a 2-mana enchantment that whenever one non-token Merfolk you control become tapped, you make a 1/1 hexproof Merfolk token. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I want as few disruptions as possible, so I'm going to go this way and put a traffic light. So, Pilgrimage is very good. Silvergill, because of how Bowmaster's presence is kind of damaging cards that just kind of cantrip. Silvergill Adept has been a little lower on the playability scale. Some people are even just cutting it entirely. I don't have any on the list that I'm planning on buying. Oh, come on. Okay, I want, I guess, traffic lights here, because it looks like we're going to have to do a lot of crossing. So I'm going to put a traffic light here. And I'll just drag this over. Try and have as few disruptions as I can. I have one more traffic light. Okay. Okay, right there. So, from what I'm told, a lot of the problems right now, for more folk involved, Fury and Silvergill is like a little on the less playable side because of things like Bowmaster. You don't draw that many cards, but just having one card that just gets eaten by a Bowmaster by doing its thing without any wards is really, really not where you want to be. So, this is... Hello, Krista. So the Pilgrimage seems like it's going to be a really good fit, kind of in that same slot, 2 mana, and 2 mana just replacing the Silvergill still does a similar thing where it's generating an advantage. I want the these up, and since this got upgraded, I'll just sell that. I'm going to try and conserve roads. And if you lead with a 1-drop mana or 1-drop creature, and then immediately play Pilgrimage, you get to attack, trigger the Pilgrimage, make a token. So this gets to trigger off of anything that has like an ability or anything that taps it, but also triggers off of just the combat step. So this is pretty useful with cards like Mutavault, where you can animate. You can animate it, use it for mana to get another trigger. No matter how many creatures you attack with. Okay, hold on. Okay, this. Do a little road conservation. Road away from here over to here. There we go. That's a little okay. Oh, that's not good. Don't look at that. Okay, I just want to stretch my road. Oh, no. Oh, God. Alright, I'm gonna take a road. I need road because we need to connect here. And this is not going too well right away. I just want to talk about deeper Pilgrimage. Alright, so it looks like we might be a little saved. Okay. So yeah, you can use Mutavault, animate Mutavault, tap it for mana, and then you get a token just by casting another spell. I'm considering putting Springleaf Drum in the deck to have another way to just tap creatures. Because in one combat step, no matter how many creatures you attack with Deeper Pilgrimage in play, you only get 1 token per Pilgrimage. Because it's one instance of them being tapped. But this also leads to other cards being a little more playable, like Tide Shaper on turn 1, or Rishadan Dockhand on turn 1, as a good 1-drop creature. It's going to be really good, really important to have when you're playing a turn 2 Deeper Pilgrimage. I've seen some people playing Smuggler's Copter as another way to just repeatedly tap Merfolk, just repeatedly crewing it, and you just get, for every non-token Merfolk you crew with, each instance of crewing will give you another token. So if you have 3, that's really far. I have to use this, I think, already. There we go. This can go there. This can go like that. This can go like this. Let's do that. And we can kind of slide this up this way. And then once they get back, I can kind of fill in this road spot. But either way, Deeper Pilgrimage, it's going to be, I think, pretty good. It seems like it fills a role that the deck kind of needed filled, where it's you need another way to generate kind of just a little bit more advantage, other than, like, say, the Merfolk God that gets a card when you attack. There's Dockhand. Dockhand is going to be also very important, I think, with Pilgrimage, because it gives another way to tap a creature without attacking. And also kind of plays on the same axis with Vodalian Hexcatcher being a soft counter that only taxes for 1. This removing the ability of just tapping lands and upkeep and just kind of chokes their mana a little bit more. Tidebinder hitting fetch lands with the Stifle effect, I think is going to be pretty important. All these cards are going to kind of work together and create this kind of mana denial strategy almost in this format for Merfolk specifically. Between the Stifle, the Port, and now the Pilgrimage kind of rewarding all of that, and the Vodalian Hexcatcher making those, each mana kind of count for more. I think this is going to be pretty important. I'm going to take the Bridge. Okay, so I'm going to put these guys over there. Okay, see, they're all kind of cropping up here. Gotta get them over there somehow. I think I'm just going like this. These ones that look kind of like children's medicine color, purple. But yeah, Rashad and Dockhand also notably is just a 1/2, which dodges Orcish Bowmaster, which is pretty important right now in the format. Big kind of pressure point on creatures right now that they have to have greater than 1 toughness, or else they're very vulnerable to things like Fury Ren 6, Orcish Bowmasters. Too many things are happening. I don't think they need this one, so I don't know if I'm going to waste some. This should not just be connected at all. They're just going to create traffic. And then the one thing that's really good with Deeper Pilgrimage as well, and making all these 1/1 tokens, is it makes your Vodalian Hexcatcher even better. In addition to Rashad and Dockhand and Tishana's Tidebinder kind of making this mana denial strategy better, Vodalian Hexcatcher being a soft counter, a force spike for non-creature spells, counter unless they pay 1. Their mana is going to be really constrained, but also another thing that makes Hexcatcher very good is all these triggers on Pilgrimage, giving you these disposable Merfolk tokens that you can kind of sacrifice to the Hexcatcher and counter even more spells. Between Hexcatcher, Merfolk Trickster, and Tishana's Tidebinder, they're also up to 12 Flash Merfolk, which lets you play even better at instant speed. Some of the 1 mana counter spells that might be in your sideboard, like Stern Scolding and Annul, get even better. I think I'm going to feed these teal ones down here because that's getting really crowded. So I'm going to connect them all this way, and put them all down here, and I'm out of traffic lights. Okay. I have another pink thing here. So I think I want to put this up here and use a motorway here. Just kind of, I want it to be a little more straight. There we go. I can drag this over there. This looks kind of like it needs help. So I want a bridge. 30 road cars. I need to get people over there. So, this is ugly. So cross over, hit this. Yeah, let's do that. It's not pretty, but yeah, so I just think Merfolk is entering this spot where it has like multiple cards for one strategy and multiple cards that are poking another strategy that's fairly complementary, in that there's a mana denial strategy and a flash strategy now. And I think Pilgrimage is the correct way. Oh man, I'm out of road? Oh, this is bad. We're gonna harvest some road, I guess. Oh, I'm also out of motorways. We might be done. Oh, there's no motorway. Okay, so I have enough bridge, so I need road tile. I'm gonna pause. And I'm gonna try and take a motorway from somewhere else to get these orange cars to have a motorway. I think I can make this neighborhood cut through into here. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Oh, I can't build on the railroad. So I have to go this way, down, up. And this I have to put here. And I guess let it ride and try and connect this as fast as I can. I don't think we're gonna make... Wait. Oh. There we go. I think that's it. Right. Yeah. Why is it not going? Oh well. You know, it is what it is. Alright, well. That's okay, we get to go to the next one now, which is New York. I think it's New York, so maybe we'll see Central Park. And there we go, cool. These are new updates, I haven't played since these got added. Oh yeah, Central Park. Alright, well that's cool. Okay, so... Well, I don't want to hurt the park. But, you know... Oh, I have to go around it? Oh, that's cool. Okay. Alright, so let's go to the next card. Oh, I put this immediately after Hardened Scales because this is like the only thing for Hardened Scales. It's kind of interesting that there's another one. Like, looks decent. 1-mana equipment that can come off of Urza Saga. I'm waiting for something that grants Death Touch. That's why I have something good for... I have the Spear for when I want Patchwork Automaton. Oh, are these the same color? Okay. I have Spear for Patchwork Automaton, and I have Death Touch equipment for Ballista, if we ever get one. I doubt they will, just because of that interaction. Scales is already really good, I don't think they need too much help. So we're gonna cross over here. Actually, do we have to? No. Here, let's... There we go. Yeah, we're sculpting the roads now. So, I think this might show up. It's probably worth trying. I'm not super interested in it. It's just Blade of the Blood Chief. The animation module I finally got on Sunday, I think is a little more important and better. Traffic lights. Those are for later. So I'm not going to waste too much time on the Salt Leaper. Oh my god, I can't go over. I have to wait. Okay. So that means I have to go this way. We just have to share the road for a minute. So we're going to move on from Terrian Salt Leaper. Also, it's legendary. I don't know if that matters. Echoing Deeps. Okay, so this is one of the caves that people have been talking about a little bit. I saw it mentioned as maybe like a 5th Urza Saga in Hardened Scales. It's a cave that enters the battlefield tapped. If it enters the battlefield and you have it copy a land in a graveyard, it enters tapped. Otherwise, it enters untapped and it has a natural ability to just produce colorless. So you don't necessarily need a target. You don't need to copy anything. It could just be a colorless land, and then it gets to enter untapped. I'm not a huge believer in it, but Urza Saga is a really good card in Scales, so anything that gives you additional copies of Urza Saga can't be that bad. It can only be so bad. The floor is pretty high for it. Entering untapped is kind of bad. Is kind of not ideal though. We're gonna get another set of targets. but it's not really anything that's going to ruin it for you. Hopefully you have enough lands that you don't need the untapped land. And worst case, you just copy nothing. Not going to take too much time talking about this one. I've been into the PMLR deck in Pioneer, so the next couple cards should relate to that in some way. We're gonna switch away these roads, and I think I'm gonna eliminate this road and just have all the pink cars take the high road, all the orange ones take the low road, and these ones just go to the zone. Okay. So, I've been playing the Pia deck. I really like the Naya Adventures deck in Pioneer, or that has been kind of showing in Pioneer. It's like a Naya Pia deck. Sometimes there's an adventure package with Edgewall Innkeeper, some extra creatures with adventure, and Lucky Clover. It's probably not the best way to build the deck. It's probably just good enough splashing green for Questing Druid, because that card's very good. I played it last night in Domain Zoo, in some of the Show Brawler and Orcish Bowmaster slots. I really liked it. I think the card's generally just cool. It's kind of nice when some of your cards are so good, or like Leyline Binding and Tribal Claims. Having just a draw 2 that can turn into something more later is pretty nice with the body on Questing Druid. So, and you casting Questing Druid or the creature's off adventure triggers Pia. Playing the cards from exile off of Seek the Beast is pretty good for Questing Druid in general. So we're going to look at some of the cards that I'm interested in that deck. Number 1, there's Ixalan. If you're playing the adventure variant, this might be good just for threat density. The map tokens don't seem terrible. It's a cheap adventure as well, so it's nice to have a cheap way to put something into exile, so this way you can get the trigger off Pia, because that has been a problem in the deck that I've been playing so far, because it's kind of difficult to get cards that you want to play from your hand into exile to get the Pia trigger, and the map tokens can kind of just buff up something that you want to attack with. We're going to take the roads. So, but Ixalan, as time went on, we saw more cards, got a little less attractive. I think the deck should just be not as adventure focused for the time being. And the next card is Motorways. He's a 5-mana red-white planeswalker, so it's a 4 loyalty, has a static effect, which is really good with a lot of the things that's going on with Pia deck, where if you cast a spell from exile, that in-set mechanically is referencing Discover, which is a new variant of Cascade where you don't have to cast the card. We're gonna go this way. There, okay. How do I best connect these? It's this way. I don't think I have to connect this way. We'll connect this way, so we can keep all the green cards kind of isolated. And Motorways has the static effect where you cast something from exile, and each opponent takes 2 damage and you gain 2 life, which I think is pretty good. He starts at 4, he +1s to make a 3/2 spirit token, which is a reference to every other time Quint has appeared, a 4-hold spirit token. He -3s to discover 4, I believe. Can't quite see the number from here. Which is just exile non-lands until you find or exile cards until you from the top of your deck until you find a non-land with mana value 4 or less. You may either put it in your hand or cast it. Okay, so I have a lot of road, and I think I'm gonna go with it. Oh, I'm out of bridges? That's really bad. Okay. That is very not good. Okay. I just gotta make it to Saturday, I guess. Because otherwise... Okay, so I have to make it a Sunday and hope I'm offered bridges. If not, I'm going to have to do something. I guess eat this bridge. Boom, there we go. Okay. And the fleet is off. So then, casting the card off Discover will trigger Quint's static effect. so they would lose to gain 2. For some of the cheap things that you can cast, or some of the cheap adventure creatures that you can cast from exile, and all the cards you're putting into exile already with Pia, I don't think this card is as outlandish as some people kind of make it sound. People say that he's like too expensive, he's not going to make the cut. It's very possible that he's too expensive to make the cut, but I think he's powerful enough to make the cut. He competes directly with Showdown at the Scalds as a expensive payoff card, but I think what he does is really good at stabilizing. It's really good reach. Okay, so we're gonna have to share this bridge, yes. I have traffic. I have traffic lights, right? Oh, alright, so we have to share. We have to share the entire road. I'm going to take... Oh, I still have Motorways. Cool. I guess I'm going to take Motorways. So I have enough... I can do this, erase this, and just Motorway them there. Shoot. Okay. There's that. And you can just connect these guys here. It's kind of easy. Oh, I don't know. Shoot. We'll never have to do that. Green people. There we go. To connect these. I think I'm just going to just try and use these motorways now. It's like a neighborhood there. Take some traffic to this. Get a motorway these guys. Yeah. And then Quint's ult is another way to trigger him. He makes mana for each card you exile as many cards from graveyard as you want. He makes red for each one. And those are all cards that when you replay this Quint, if it dies, will... Oh, well, he can't rebuy himself. He has to... Yeah, he can't rebuy himself because he's not in the graveyard when you activate it. But if you go through 2 copies, or have a second copy, because he does just make a bunch of mana. Which is not really that insignificant. Because you don't have to cast every spell exiled with him, or plan to cast every spell exiled with him. I think he's just going to be way better. I think he's going to play better than he thinks, so I'm pretty excited for this card. I really like the Pia archetype in general, too. I like that it's supported. Just this kind of get value off of playing things out of exile. I think it's a little more interesting. I think it's like an interesting way to take red-white that isn't just gain life, deal damage. Another motorway. This is kind of cheating. I'll patch you in so you can start right here and relieve some of this pressure. So let's go to the next card. Oh, the other card with the set on my list. Or on my slides, I guess. Molten Collapse. Black-red for a sorcery. Choose one. If you descended this turn, you can choose both. Optional, obviously, but I think if you have the ability to choose both, you're going to want to. And the modes are destroy target creature or player, or target creature or planeswalker. Player would be a little powerful. And so that's basically Dreadbore. And the other one is kind of a variant of effects that Black-Red has been getting recently, where it destroys things that cost 1 or less. This version of the effect is destroyed non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. I'm gonna get these guys over here to the train station. And I'm gonna get the traffic lights. I have so many traffic lights. It feels like I don't even... Because I'm trying to be so good at maintaining my roads. Maybe I should put roads. There's gotta be somewhere I can So this one's very good. It handles Hardened Scales, the Ozolith, Shadow Spear, Colossus Hammer, Sigarda's Aid. A lot of these decks that, at least in Modern, Scam, or the other Scam, the Black-Red deck, kind of can have trouble with. You can kind of beat them out. Let's go like this and try here. There maybe? Something to control. So the fact that they can answer some of these cheap enchantments that are supposed to be decks that are good against Scam, because Hardened Scales is supposed to have a good Scam control. Every card in this deck is get rich. The cards in the deck are powerful, and they're just good and decent value, and it's harder for them to interact with things like Rosa Saga and Hardened Scales, and this card allows them to interact with some of the cards that are supposed to be good at generating an advantage in the future. Can I cross these over? Nope, that's not okay. Just trying to build a road there. Okay, good. I think I should have did this the whole time. I think I messed up. Okay, definitely messed up. But this is either going to be... People are arguing that it's worse than Terminate. I agree. I think it is worse than Terminate at being Terminate. But I think this is probably a better main deck inclusion for a better game one against some of your poor matchups. I think you can just sideboard the Terminates then. But I'm not an expert in Scam. I'm going to move on from this pretty quickly because I think it's also pretty good in Pioneer, but I also don't have too much to say about it. Being able to tackle Witch's Oven is the first thing that came to mind with this card in Pioneer. So the next one is Restless Fence, which is another Pioneer card, but this is just a really good man land for the black-red mid-range deck there. That's just tapped, but giving evasion to the small creature that, or menace evasion, where you can kind of control the size of their battlefield, and then you can actively use this to rummage, because the attack trigger is a rummage. It just seems like it's going to be very easy to dictate when this is able to attack and give you the free selection. Kind of a no-brainer though, not really surprising. Has a good body, 3 mana for a 2/3, 3 mana animation for a 2/3. Moving on. I'm going to be back in a moment before I talk about this. I'll talk about this briefly. This is a 2 mana 2/1. Sacrifice another creature or artifact, put a 1/1 counter on this card, or on this creature. There's no limitations, only at sorcery speed. There's no limitations, only once per turn. It's just you get the counter. Counters are very good right now, in general. They have been for a while, but now they're especially supported. I don't think the correct thing to do, or I don't think the best thing to do with this is going to be anything specifically 1/1 counter focused, but it's going to be very good, I think, with another card on my list just for reference that of its text, Rally the Ancestors, because it's going to allow you to bring all these small things back and then just immediately sacrifice them again. Pioneer did not have a good sacrifice outlet for other creatures for a while, or at least one that would work as much as you needed it to. You can even just have one in play and sacrifice everything that comes back. Rally is one of the cards that I keep coming back to repeatedly in a lot of formats, so I'm hoping that this is the one time that it can become something. I've worked on a lot of different Rally decks for Modern and Pioneer, so I'm hoping that this is the one time we can finally do it. I'm going to move to the next card. This should be the last one. I think it's the last one. This is Trumpeting Carnosaur. 6 mana, 7/6, trample, enters the battlefield, discover 5, so that's like a weird cascade effect. And then it has 3 mana, discard it, deal 3 damage target creature or planeswalker. So this I'm considering in Glimpse as just another large thing to hit that can find more things. Glimpse elementals, or like value Glimpse, I guess, where you have Omnath and Fury and Endurance and such. Violent Outburst, Shardless Agent. And this also is large enough on its own. You can cast it off Omnath mana, and is an ability to interact for kind of cheap from your hand. When the channel is 3 mana, it's a little less enticing to use as your interaction, because if you're paying 3 mana for something, you might as well play like a real card. But I think this is a better hit off of the Glimpse turns when you're putting random things into play. can kind of let you continue going, or just kind of give you another large card instead. It's nice that Discover works kind of with Omnath being legendary, and that you don't have to put it in. Off of it, you can just kind of store it in your hand, pitch it later, but you probably want to put it in anyway. It's nice to have the option, though. Now that I don't have to test for events anymore, excited to play decks that might be a little weaker, like Merfolk or Glimpse of Tomorrow or something like that. So next card is back to the beginning at Hardened Scales. Looking at my folder, seeing why things went out of order. Huh, I don't know why. Oh, that's why it went out of order. Because it doesn't go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 order. It goes 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 because of the way the numbers work. Okay, cool. Now I know for future, but it doesn't matter because it was still fairly coherent. And it's kind of brief. I don't have too much to say about the set. I'm excited for Merfolk. That's definitely the thing I'm excited for the most. Is playing Cavern of Souls and Mutavault again, and I'm even considering buying a set of Force of Wills to go with my other Merfolk cards, because then I have a legacy deck that I probably would want to play. I can Tidebinder people in that format too, stifle them. I can play Hold Breacher and True Name Nemesis, and I think that's cool. So it might be fun. Or Legacy might just be a little too far gone for me still. But we'll see. I'm not sure. I'll have to start looking at Legacy Merfolk lists. The moment I get all my Merfolk cards, though, I'm going to be playing that. Or Domain Zoo with the Questing Druid. I'm trying to get my Questing Druid fix on Arena, though, so I'm hoping maybe we can play that again sooner. Maybe I'll try that. I'll look at the list again. See if I can cut some of the more extraneous adventure cards and kind of slim it down to just Bone Crusher Giant, Questing Druid, Pia. We don't have Chain to the Rocks on Arena yet, so that's a big sticking point, but maybe I can work through it. Either way, I think I'm gonna call it there tonight. Let me just rate. There we go. Okay, cool. Still learning how OBS works, but I'm kind of getting the hang of it, teaching myself some of the different things. I set up some hotkeys. So that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to call it there, a little early, but I'm going to watch a little bit of anime before bed. I think I'm close to the end of what I'm watching right now. I'm watching, I don't know if I want to say it on stream. It's not that bad. I'm watching Konosuba, so it's like a isekai parody anime. I'm enjoying it, so I think I'm going to be finishing that tonight. And that is going to be that. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping in. Sorry for my broken train of thought as I'm trying to navigate around the trains and mini motorways. And with that, I'm going to say good night.